Something.
Someone gonna say something? Hello, say something to Mark and Paul. I'm creating a video for them right now.
It's going on the YouTube channel?
As we speak.
No, it's going on the YouTube channel.
This is gonna go on the YouTube channel? I don't know, maybe, I guess.
Half
Maybe
part two.
this will be our first YouTube experience. Okay, hello, people of the world. Just kidding. Hello, Mark and Paul.
Hey, follow me at ASAP Tony, ASAP with 2 P's _ Tony on Instagram. That's my handle.
Definitely editing that out of the video.
No.
Alright, so everyone with that?
So excited.
Okay,
It's making me feel awkward.
so don't feel awkward.
You
I'm
need
the one on
to
the camera.
disclose that we're being recorded.
Okay, shh.
My mom can't know about this.
Let's go back. X to the A times X to the B is equal to X to the A plus B, is that right?
Yeah.
So therefore X squared times X to the third equals X to the 2 plus 3, which equals X to the 5, right?
Yeah.
Is that understood?
Yeah.
The way I can think about this is X squared is just X times X, and X to the third is X times X times X, which is X 5 times, or X to the 5th. That's why that works. If I have X to the A to the B power, that equals X to the A times B. So if I have X squared to the third power, what would that be? X to the 6th, because it's 2 times 3. Does that make sense? Okay. The way I can think about that, class, is look, it's X squared, which is X times X, but it's to the third power, so it's times X times X, times X times X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 X's is X to the 6th. If I have X to the A over X to the B, that equals X to the A minus B. Okay? So if X to the 5th over X to the 3rd, that equals X to the 5 minus 3, or X squared. The way I can think about that is 5 X's, X times X times X times X times X, over 3 X's, right?
Yeah.
I cross out 3 of the X's and I'm left with just X squared on the top there. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, please take notes. Alright. Next. Quadratic equation. Alright, I'm just going to briefly cover this because it's really just about memorizing the equation and remembering how to use it. What's a quadratic equation? If I have ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Then I set this equal to 0, then x equals what? Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? So if I have, I want everyone to do this now on their own, okay, while I do it on the board. If I have 2x squared plus 4x minus 3, and I set this equal to 0, solve for x, okay? Anthony, please. Stay in your seat and respect the fact that I'm probably going to watch that later and I don't want to have nightmares. Okay? So focus, please. Alright? So, go ahead and do this on your own.
Good time. I can't wait to see you, Mark. Just little, so that when he sees it, he's not so down. He missed out on a good class. Can't wait to see you, Paul.
And you can stop when you get here. Negative 4 plus or minus radical 40 over 4. Okay, all right. So negative b is negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times ac. 2 times negative 3 all over 2a, which is 2. Becomes negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared is 16. I have a negative 4 times negative 3, so that becomes what? Positive, right? So 4 times 2 is 8, times 3 is 24, all over 4. I'm left with negative 4 plus or minus radical 40 over 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I have square root of 40, and I want to simplify this. How do I simplify this? Anyone remember?
Yeah, you can break it down into two other square roots.
Very good. So I want to get what? A perfect square, right? So let's list our perfect squares. X and x squared. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stop there. What's 1 squared?
1,
2 squared?
4,
3 squared?
9,
4 squared?
16,
16. Anybody else? Follow up attention. 5 squared?
25,
Okay. 6 squared?
36,
7 squared?
49,
8 squared?
61, 64,
64. 9 squared?
81,
81. 10 squared is
100.
okay. Can I pull any of these perfect squares out of 40? Chris? 4. 4, right? So this equals square root of 4 times 10. Does everyone agree that 4 times 10 is 40?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I can, what do I do with this? I can split this up, right? To square root of 4 times square root of 10, right? And what's the square root of 4? 2. This becomes 2 radical 10. All right? So now I change this. It becomes negative 4 plus or minus 2 radical 10 over 4. Okay? Give you a second to catch up.
Excuse me.
Whoa. No need to apologize.
Did everyone follow so far? Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can I distribute anything out of this? I have a 4 on the bottom and a 4 and a 2 on the top. Can I distribute anything out of the top? Is there any common factors in the top?
2 what?
2, right? So I can make this 2 times what?
Negative 4 times 2.
Would it be positive or negative?
Negative 2.
Negative 2
Is that
plus or minus. I take a 2 out of this and it becomes what?
1.
Or just 1 times radical
10.
10, right? All over 4. Now I have a 2 on top and a 4 on the bottom. What happens?
It becomes just a 2.
That was on this one.
Or no, it becomes 4.
The 2 cancels out from the top, and what does the 4 become?
2.
4 becomes 2. So I'm left with negative 2 plus or minus radical 10 over 2. Okay?
Yes.
Everyone following that?
Oh there. Put your late to never on, son.
Is that Mark?
Yeah, you bet it is.
Okay, so there's one last step.
Hey,
Mark. There's one last step. I just separate this into 2 different ones. It becomes negative 2 minus radical 10 over 2 and negative 2 plus radical 10 over 2. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Right? That's the last step. Once you got that, you're done. You can plug in your calculator if you want, or you can leave it like that. Okay? You can be fairly certain that I'm just going to ask you a straight up quadratic equation question on the exam. And it'll be something like this, where you're going to have to simplify a square root You're gonna have to distribute something out. You're gonna have to get an answer like this. Okay? Quadratic equation. Yeah. Exactly. So if you still need help on this, then this is something you can study for the test, which is on Thursday. Okay? Next week. All right? So make sure you know this. Does everyone have this down in their notes? By the way, Mark, we're doing a videotape for you.
Oh, yeah, we're still recording.
I actually left you a video note
Okay?
right here.
Does everyone understand this? Yes? Everyone understand this? Yes, it does. Yes, we do. Okay, good.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. All right. See, I just assume you understand if you don't talk to me. So let's be in good communication.
Yes, I do not understand.
Well, that
Just
doesn't
kidding.
really help. Okay.
Oh.
Well, this is something that you can study. Did you have it down? Did you have it down in your notes?
Yes, I was just kidding.
Those notes can end up in the garbage?
No,
All right.
they'll end up in the dumpster.
Okay. Quadratic equation. Now, completing the square. This is something that a lot of you probably have forgotten at this point because we just barely touched on it. All
Yes.
right? But it's important to know it. So let's talk about completing the square. Oh. Anthony. Stop. Behave yourself. Please.
Try to play off the script.
Yeah, I try to play it.
Really though, Anthony? Like,
I only figured since you were in transit, not teaching.
but I need your brain to be focused. The thing is, when you're focused on doing that, it's funny and great, and I appreciate the humor of it, but you're not focusing your mind. If you're not focusing your mind, what happens is you go, and then when it's time to actually focus, you have to slow that down. Whereas instead, you could just be focused the whole time.
I didn't think of it that way.
All right. So that I just handed you, Mark, is the midterm study guide. All right. Now, completing the square. Okay. If we're completing the square, what do? Well, if I have x squared plus 4x plus 3, and I want to complete the square, okay, this is what I do. All right? I take the middle term. Okay? Well, first I rewrite the equation. I write x squared plus 4x, and then I stop after the middle term. You guys paying attention? Yes?
Yes. What you doing there, man?
Pay attention. All right, x squared plus 4x. All right, I stop there. Then does anyone remember what I do?
Yeah, you gotta take the 4 and break it down.
Uh-huh. I do what? 4 buckets?
Dang.
4 divided by 2, right?
Mhm.
And
You had a
then
gift.
I square that and bring it up here. So what's 4 divided by 2?
2,
2, and 2 squared is
4.
4. So it becomes x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 3, right? But now look, I added 4 to this equation, right? Can I just arbitrarily add 4 to the equation? No, what do I have to do?
I'll subtract 4 on the other side.
I have to subtract 4 as well, right? Now, once I've done this, does everyone see this? Once I've done this whole process here, right? I put this in parentheses, these first 3 terms, okay?
So then that would be the equation parentheses minus 1, right?
Yes. So what I have in parentheses turns into this, class. Now pay attention. It turns into x plus whatever this number was. So this was 4 divided by 2, which is
2.
2. So it becomes x plus 2 squared. Okay? Minus 1. Okay, does everyone understand that?
Yeah, why is it minus 1 again?
Post
Because
Malone.
it's plus 3 minus 4.
Okay,
And
so-
that's the answer. This is you've completed the square. That's the whole process. All right. Okay. Does everyone want to sign off for our buddy Paul?
Yeah, let's sign off for Paul. I miss you, Paul. Really sucked having you in class, but just can't wait to see you.
Very good.
Wait, delete that part.
Everyone that came in late.
Paul, don't look at that part, please. Skip. Whatever.
Hey, show him Josh the Shark.
Missed.